Okay, welcome everyone to our July regular meeting. First of all, just want to welcome Zach and Miles.
Thank you.
Same one thing, right?
Yep.
Okay, cool. Thank you, Borough Manager. So let's get on to it. Old business, there is none. New business, review the agenda. Anything that we're shattering next?
No, in terms of what we talked about at the work session, starting around, 12 or so, we do have the resolution regarding the county vacant property program. So that one can move forward. The King John Drive property, added the CEC proposal, it's motion 13. 14 is our friends, Latera and Cardinal Ridge, in terms of reapproving their revised subdivision plan so that they can sign and record it. Typically, at the end of a townhome project, they shoot the lines right up the middle or right on the party lines, and they file another one. So we might have one coming further down the way, but they wanted to move forward with the recording of it before thing is constructed out there. And finally, Acrashore purchased Muck and Hop. And we've been sort of watching for a while to see when sort of the new engagement letter would be coming out. A number of our other municipalities were approached in the fall, into the spring, and into the new year, and sort of raised a question under Act 44 of 2009, for those that were around and remember it, which is the Municipal Pension Reform Act. One of the requirements for there was that if a municipal pension was going to engage in professional service, or actuary or consultant or Schneider Downs, et cetera, you were to do an RFP process, advertise, put it on the webpage, have disclosures made, et cetera, et cetera. So we really haven't done that since 2009, and had to switch to 2018. Okay, so we did it 2018. So the question had become, well, if this is, it's not really a merger, it's not really just a name change, they're having us sign a new contract. So we did ask them to provide the disclosures that are required under Act 44 in terms of who's going to be working on this, have they made any campaign contributions, they made any other types of contributions, they ever proposed to increase the fees by more than 10%, they need to go through a similar public process. We're able to get that from them today. We're going to post it onto the webpage just to be compliant. We'll post a copy of the engagement letter as well, if it is approved here, but by and large, it's just a bit different. One of those ones that's not contemplated by Act 44. They really thought, what happens if there's an acquisition and a smaller company is bought by a bigger company? Why would you have to go through an RFP process? And a lot of the same people are staying on the account, but the company changed. So this is how addressed it. Other municipalities decided to do that, at least advised to do that here. That is why motion 15 is on the agenda. I think they only sent it to us between work session and tonight, so it was not a topic of discussion at the session.
That's similar cost to what we're paying for each.
It is a $969 increase per year.
It goes stadium naming rights.
So the 2-year contract then increase of $1,960.
Are we okay with this, or do we want to make it further?
I don't do the pension actuary. I don't know if they're being asked if we've got anybody.
Yeah,
Yeah,
a little bit.
the MMO information.
Yeah, I would think they've got a couple of tasks. And you can, at your pleasure, recall, I didn't look into it too much, but serve at your pleasure, there might be a termination for 30 days notice or something like that. Test the market or otherwise, go through a RFP, actually for process, but it's time and money.
Go with it for now, and then you want to,
The next cycle.
this is 2 years.
All right, we're okay with leaving off. All right.
well, we did sort of modify the language for the motion on the home rule charter ordinance that we discussed at the work session, so you can see it's a little longer on the agenda as opposed to that session.
Other presentation at the end.
Yeah, still on board, we assume, everything lined up. Mr. Mayor,
All set,
for the presentation,
all
Chief
set,
Adams.
all set.
Okay.
We met earlier today, both Keith and I and Kathy, and we're okay. We should get to proceed. We're gonna have, I have, sent out quite a few invitations, so I think we're gonna have an overflow crowd. Maybe not overflow. And Jim Lawrence, if you don't know Jim Lawrence, Jim served on council several years ago, and he's, one of the people I invited. Thanks, Jim, for coming.
Well, I'm honored to be here.
Thank you, Jim. Thank you.
Sure. Thanks, Max. All right, managers for discussion items, so.
Yeah, so only 2 weeks, so there's not a whole lot. First thing, on July 11th, I met with the Allegheny County Conservation District and the DEP at Acorn Park for a site visit. They had kind of paused everything there. Last time they visited, they were unsatisfied with some of our stormwater measurements. We did a walkthrough. They gave us permission to move forward with bathroom installation, start planting grass, and finalize some of the parkside trails on this side of the creek. I believe LSSE will be submitting an amended permit to the Conservation District for a few things that were overseen, but we took care of in the meeting. What else? There's going to be one change that the Conservation District is going to require us to do, which is unplanned avian baskets at one of the locations of the trail. They deemed that it was too steep and that the water was going to wash it out, so we'll have an unexpected change there. As many of you know, we're looking for cleaning services for the municipality. We got all of our quotes in as of today. Clean the municipal building, public works maintenance garage, Blueberry Park Activity Center, Franklin Park Volunteer Fire Department, and the substation. Our quotes came in between $3,900 and $2,300. Because we got it last minute, I wasn't able to get it to the agenda. I would like to, after Max reviews the contract, move forward with that and then ratify it at the next agenda if possible. Because we don't have any big cleaning right now, but we can wait if that's what council chooses to do. We have their insurance and their W-9 as of right now. We already went over the Acrisure information. And then last thing, the 2025 Allegheny Gaming Economic Development Tourism Fund grant will be opening up August 4th through August 22nd. Grant has a minimum of $150,000 per project. The full guidelines are going to be released soon. So I'm looking for a project to kind of move forward with that. And lastly, I have a meeting with the DEP tomorrow to go over Emmett's Sport program and kind of get up to speed there. Hopefully get preparation for our annual report that's due September 30th.
On the cleaning services.
Yeah.
The budget just wanted to.
Correct.
That's per month.
Yeah.
And how many?
Not bids, this is a proposal, because it's a
Yeah.
personal service, it's not lowest responsible if we need to. If there's some reason you didn't like it's a little different than buying widgets or something like that. Service, so we didn't do competitive sealed bids, we did sort of a modified RFP process. But yeah, Zach sent me over, or I came over at least the contract. There's some things that would change that we're proposing. And it's confusing because if one part says 24 months, later 1 year, doesn't allow for easy termination like it should. It should be monthly, stuff you have opportunity to cure it back and forth and things. So I change those. At least the contract's a little confusing as to who it is actually with, because it's in the Bridge City LLC, DBA company, then the term is the franchisee. Regional section you're at, so you can figure out who exactly we're signing with. But yeah, in terms of
Service includes the municipal building once a week on Saturdays, public works once a week, Blueberry Hill Activity Center twice a week, volunteer fire department once a week, and the substation once a month.
I do know that the King Fire Department. Go for background checks.
so it's in there, it looks like this is a one, either they did it McCandless, because it references the McCandless Police Department doing fingerprints. There's also a reference to the town manager, so I think we kind of moved it over. I don't know, can our officers do background checks on all of them?
It's once a week enough for the borough building?
Yeah. We talked about it. I mean, because previously it was Wednesday, Friday. There really wasn't that much in between Wednesday and Friday.
Must be a good thing. I didn't realize, I thought you were.
Want to review your contract, what do you want to do? Good morning.
I think we should go, as Max is happy with the contract.
Well, no, I've got to change some
We're
things.
gonna do some red line, but
Okay,
it sounds like Zach's good with the service that that's been identified, so if we can get the contract with mutually agreeable terms, we should. Yeah, I can put it in 3 weeks before.
All right, we put it on for ratification.
Should we have a motion to just approve it conceptually with a final ratification on the? I don't know.
Unfortunately, yeah, the new Sunshine Act, because it involves a contract, it involves expenditure of monies, it's not an emergency. And cleaning is kind of. You can. Not that they're doing it. You can't.
Well, you still want to wait a month before you.
They can, like, yeah, once Max approves it, they can get that and just ratify it. That's cool.
it's something to do in between now and then, is it fine for the borough to like ad hoc? Get a service, like as an emergency or like, for like a week or
A
something?
cleaning person.
Yeah, like a one-time thing,
A cleaning person.
what is it? I don't know, like,
And you don't have, this is things like, garbage, things.
Okay.
If there's something that's probably big. Mostly things, Okay, so I think we're good.
What's next?
It helps so this summer, we don't have the winter.
My guess is the rec center is probably the.
yeah, just thinking of the,
Yeah.
that for years.
Yeah. Bring parks and like that to a phone call.
Oh, is that right? Yeah, yeah.
What was in 6 years?
No, it's okay. Yeah, thank you.
Two-
Let's see, just saying, review Verizon audit report, phone month.
And in 4 years, you committed.
Everyone check it out.
I know.
What are your thoughts?
For them, they're paying on time and the numbers were good. I think. what it-
And the wall is in the mirror.
Negotiate about it.
Yeah.
Is that right?
No.
But it is a subscriber drop every year, but
Yeah.
but people getting stable on internet, so it's fine.
Yeah, I mean, I was going to ask, Max, I don't know if you know, but if there, if people in the borough using service, say, or something. But,
So it depends on how it's coming in, it's coming in on a fiber optic, it's using the right of way.
They pay the fiber optic.
That's what it's supposed to be, franchise fee is to be covering the minimum use of the public right of way, non-essential utility. But yeah, so we had those questions, Bell Acres just renewed Verizon and Comcast.
Many
Yeah,
years.
in terms of your budgeting, and looking at your franchise fee, do not anticipate that to go down even.
Well, I'm thinking about.
When I was reading it over the weekend, I noticed that the revenue was
It's like.
really down on cable TV and really up on internet and streaming. Which obviously reflects what it is. I mean, I have consolidated or had it. They drop TV, they don't do it. Right? I mean, no money you can buy it off them anymore. It's internet or telephone only.
Sure you saw it, the subscriber count goes down. Right?
Yeah, we were
Good stuff.
I think the one thing, it's not directly related to this, but I hope that when consolidated comes up again, I mean, right now, we're the section I'm in. Consolidated did start to put some fiber in, but it's mostly up at the end of Cole where it's Marshall. And that was about three years ago, and I was in touch with them because I said, well, you could get something better down here. The best they could do is 20 megabit DSL with two pairs of twisted copper wires. That was the best internet they had. So they just kind of forced themselves. They said, no, we're gonna have the fastest here in 6 months. So I mean, right now, we will, you know, I don't want to make it a personal thing, but the whole section that has consolidated and Xfinity really only has, Comcast and consolidated. You really only have Comcast, because Xfinity or consolidated rather, really doesn't offer anything that anybody would want. It was like $80 or $90 a month for 20 megabit internet on copper wires. That's how ridiculous it got today.
Yeah.
And so what bothered me was, I'm hoping that when Consolidated comes back, or even Comcast said they were gonna run fiber down, but at least they have it on coax and it's a fairly decent, robust service. It's much less than what the
Yeah.
lousy service was, so it really is nice to have two competing services in each neighborhood. And really, that section that Consolidated served, that most of that area is only, they're not really even in the business anymore, so.
Yeah, let's list that fiber in general. So
Yeah.
surprised Consolidated still fishing this company.
Well, yeah, Comcast has, Consolidated, that's all they have, but they said, we're gonna, what they call it, search within that, they gave it another company name that they're using, but it's part of Comcast. And, I mean, the guy was calling me right back, we're gonna be down the street within like 3 months. This was at least 2 summers ago, not 3, and nothing really happened.
Jim, you're up above. I mean, you did get Consolidated to come through with,
I thought it was Armstrong
or are you on Armstrong up there?
on Fountain Hills Drive. It was, and then it was, they came around and tried to sell the product,
5G.
because they have fiber, you have the fiber cable, and, the guy was a jerk.
The road Jim lives on, literally the first 6 houses are Franklin Park and the rest is Pine Township or Marshall back in the backside. So we're really way up in the upper right corner of the map, Jack, where we got McCandless, Pine and Marshall all surround that northeast corner. And I know they were bringing it in, but the houses just across into Marshall were all getting the underground fiber from Consolidated. But they said, yeah, we'll be bringing it down into Franklin Park, and some of it was run down the main road. So I don't know what, the borough really can't do anything. I guess it's market driven, but it's really a lot. We really have a lot of the options in our area. When it comes to renegotiating with Consolidated, because that was a 10-year agreement, we got to somehow put a little pressure to at least get a competing service. Or we do Starlink or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, Consolidated not providing what the agreement is service wise. Maybe there's an opportunity to negotiate that.
Well, their TV was so bad when I was here when we did the last agreement.
I mean, you really don't want to give public comment at the hearing.
Yeah, well, what they said they were gonna do is they were gonna raise it, and the contract required they raise it up to the same level of service that Comcast offers, I believe, that they reference the competing services and the bandwidth and everything. But it's for TV only, at that time it was for TV only. They had the same TV level as well, so they had a lot of channels. And just that all on April of last year. Anyway, I didn't mean to steal some.
Yeah. Good. That was good, group our infrastructure.
Yeah.
Cool. We have any action on this or FYI?
For the record, Tom, I'm going back to antennas.
The antenna.
All right.
Step back. That's a step forward.
The Aperture engagement letter.
60 some channels.
We're good, right? All right, reports from council, overall update. Are there any updates? Brian and I were not here.
I don't think so.
But maybe my work session, yeah, we talked to, that mayor.
This time.
Yep.
This.
He didn't, I hear anything back from him. Well, Dennis said he didn't hear back from him, so he was supposed to call us on Monday, have somebody call us.
Good job.
Yeah. We didn't hear anything.
Are there any open houses or anything closed or,
That's not gonna happen.
yeah, what are,
We talked about it,
what do y'all want to do?
I thought you had something in mind.
Oh, okay, yeah, I'm happy to. Okay. Hopefully somebody can do it.
Well, I'll host one, and the mayor said he would do one with me.
Well, one, two.
Right?
What am I doing?
Don't worry about it.
Whatever it is, I'm good.
Laura, if you need somebody to ask questions, I can ask questions.
I think we'll have plenty of those. Home rule charter open house.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, so did you have an idea of
Just-
when you want to do these?
Whenever is convenient for whoever is the host.
Okay.
Format should just be very general and answer questions if possible, and we should take no, questions down, can answer. You should probably target a weeknight evening.
We talked about last time.
Yeah.
He said they keep.
Keep Wednesday
Oh,
nights open.
okay, sure.
We have a
Wednesday nights
few
work for you?
nights a month that,
One deal?
but most nights there's meetings. going on.
Oh, there's something, okay, alright,
So Wednesdays, you're guaranteed it's available.
okay. Wednesday,
Junior
how do Laura, how do you feel about Wednesday? Okay.
You know about next Wednesday or Wednesdays in general?
Well, next Wednesday, the Wednesday after.
We'll get together and figure out a Wednesday that
We will.
works in the next couple
I can do
weeks.
30th.
Okay.
Someone will join me on 30th?
The only thing we have 30 is
Oh.
5, but they should be done 5 to 6. Is what Chief had talked about for civil service. commission
Yes.
meeting. Should be done by 6.
Yes.
What's the date of that?
The
The 30th.
And they meet back here.
Need a date?
What's that?
Is there a date?
Well, I was just asking when the civil service commission is. I could do the 30th though, if that works for you.
We're good.
Yeah.
Just if you'll let us know that we can make sure we put it down for the room.
I was gonna say I could do next Wednesday, but I'm out of town. But maybe let's do it, go for it.
We want to get the word out, website, Facebook.
Full blast.
That's the thing.
Last one, you only have 400,
Yeah, that's not a lot.
no.
You might 1%.
Do we have an email, like listserv for like HOAs, stuff for?
Donna May, she has, HOA contacts, for HOAs who provide us with the contact, we have their.
Okay.
Yes. Facebook, HOA, website.
Good word.
Sooner, you let us know. Date and time, information.
Do you want to do Wednesday the 30th? Does that work for you? We can look after.
No, I can, we'll fix it.
Yeah.
Is 7 o'clock a good time for these things, or
I'm good.
I've never done this session?
Yeah, we've done that.
Okay, we'll talk about
So,
that.
I mean, I usually get people from the middle now, so.
Yeah,
Whatever.
Starting in,
Yeah, I think it's up to 8. Laura, then 7 to 8, would that be okay?
Works for me.
The 30th,
Yeah, like 7 to 8 o'clock, just
good.
whoever has questions. Maybe someone will show up, maybe.
It's good because, well, anyway, I'm in that position where I'm still not convinced that this is the right thing for us, just so you know. And I think that's a good combination. You know, if I have no idea where you're at, but I'm still not convinced.
So, Matt, do you have any like specific question that we can address to make sure that they, will be commented?
I'm sorry.
No, do you have any specific concern regarding this home road trial? Just like For example, your water project fee or your water project.
Well, I think there's some open questions yet as far as the fee and the cost of going through this. There's some open questions on that.
Yeah,
Um, I, am not, totally trusting of, the panel, however that ends up. There's a lot of unanswered questions there. There's still a little lot, there's still, and I understand it can get it to us in respects with cost. But I'm also still very pleased with the way council operates as it does today.
but may I interrupt? Okay, you understand that why we look at this one is because that today we'll run like a big, budget, deficit. So do you have any like other way that we can
No.
solve this issue? I'm just wondering, and because and if there is any other options that we can.
There's also a lot of concepts out there within a lot of people that think that, this opens up us for easier taxation. And that concerns me, that people feel that way. You know, and,
But it's still I think the issue is that with our borough, it's just like that. We have raised it,
I know.
tax, and
I
so
know.
I don't think that today we can do it again. Okay, nobody like that one. So, but as we all know that today we have, as I mentioned, we have a big deficit. So, and how we can solve this issue, and we just cannot, we just cannot like do our business in this way, because and where can we get the money? And so if we have to borrow money eventually, and it will reach a certain point that we pay much more. So that's a concern. I'm okay with whatever people and whatever like method that will come up and like help us deal with this issue. But I just want to make sure that because I also saw some post online regarding like if we try this home rule chart or something like that, and then the borough can easily raise the tax or something like that. I just don't know and where that idea come from, so that's why.
well, the thing is, I think we all have to be responsible to the people that elect us. We're elected.
Yes, so this is
And-
why
And-
why we are doing.
And I get that, but there's
Yeah,
also.
we are trying to do something, not like let the problem go to like and kick the can down the road. So this is why, because we haven't done anything just to solve this specific issue, for many years. Because this is my 6 years and being like the council member, and we only raise the tax to solve that the basic issue. I think this year, right? So for the last 5 years, we just keep on like pushing stuff. If we need to fix the road, oh yeah, let's do it next year.
Well,
And then if we want to do something like solve some problem, let's hold on, let's push to next year. But that's the problem is that everything is becoming like more and more expensive, and the residents are not happy with the way that we're doing, our business. So what I'm saying that today is let's not spread the false information,
Mhm.
and at least, when we are discuss the issue here, I want everybody to be honest and if you have any concern, any question or something,
Well,
just bring up
well,
and
that's-
then we can discuss. But if something is false, what we need to do is just tell that person this is wrong information and don't say that. And if you have better approach or solution, bring it up.
Well, I think that's one of the reasons that we're gonna be doing our meetings. We can get people
Yeah,
out.
I know.
And we can hear those concerns. I'm hearing concerns from particular constituents others here probably are doing the same thing. And all I'm saying is right now, I'm not 100% convinced yet.
So that's why I want to ask you what exactly question you have with this home rule chart and what we can do to, because and if we cannot convince you, how could we convince that the residents? And so that's why we have a lot of discussion regarding this one. So as I mentioned, and even like eventually we're doing the home rule chart. I don't think that we can really, raise the tax or something.
We're gonna be voting on this thing tonight, and if the vote is to move this thing forward, that's good.
I know, but there are so many.
But
so many-
I'm just saying, it's not foolproof for me yet. I've sat in meetings with fellow mayors. Some of these have gone really well. Some of these have gone really bad. Maybe our first 7 people will write a charter that's really good. What about as time goes on and new people keep coming on board, and all of a sudden our council is not what it was. Because of things that gets changed on the road. I think maybe let's go around, we get the right people on the commission and they understand where we're at on the council and how we want to maintain our council. But down the road, I'm not so sure.
It's just because we are not so sure, doesn't mean that we should stop doing
Oh,
the
but-
things,
but-
because and the people elect us to do business, not like wait and sit here doing nothing.
But those aren't the only two options, and that's, like Dennis, I have gotten overwhelmingly negative feedback, I'll be honest. I mean, almost to fracking level feedback. It's almost been exclusively the home rule charter. The only two options aren't home rule charter or do nothing. The other option is to raise taxes, that's
Yeah.
normally. So there is another option. Again,
Just
I'm not giving you my personal.
I just wonder, the people that don't like the home rule charter, they all excited to raise taxes again?
Yeah.
Or is it just they don't want to do either?
Can I interject
Yeah, go
on
ahead.
this, because I'm kind of involved in this too. In the last 4 weeks, I've probably spoke to 50 constituents about this. Can I be blunt? They beat the crap out of me. There wasn't one person that said, that didn't tell me I was crazy. I still think it's a good idea. But let's put everybody in their place. We're elected to represent our constituents. My constituents are saying, I couldn't, well, if you raise hotel tax, they're making that up. Then my in-laws come to visit me and it's gonna cost them more to stay here, so it's still my family. Or if you take it from here, everybody that I talked to and there was probably 25 people. The one thing, we had another social event. It was brutal. And I said, and you guys all know, I work very closely with everybody to help write that, author it, clean it up. So I'm kind of on board with it, but I'm really getting beat up by the people that I
So I
represent.
just want to give some perspective. Yeah, so it's good to have this
Okay.
discussion.
Yeah.
And we do have time, right, for 8 o'clock meeting. Yes, I do get negative feedback also, and this part of it is not understanding it, and I also tend to get in the weeds. So I have tried to improve that on myself. When I do hear a lot of the complaints or negativity around this, a lot of it is, people have said we have a wonderful borough, we don't want it to change. However, problem with that is we are very limited in what we can do in terms of revenue. If we want to have the best police force in the state, the best schools, best roads, best infrastructure, that is not free. So when I have to remind residents that are very much against this, it does soften their stance. I can't guarantee what's gonna happen 10 years from now, none of us can, or 15, 20 years from now. But I can definitely say, I'm willing to give this a shot and try, than to actually close the door. Because this is a multi-year approach, it's not something that's gonna, I seriously doubt any of us will see the effects of this while we're on council. This is something for the future. McCandless did this 40 years ago, 50 years ago. I did it like 30, 40 years ago. In Bradford Woods home rule, believe it or not, which I found very shocking. They did it in like the early 80s. I have no idea how it would go over if they try to do this now, but they at least have that option. I mean, we don't have this at all, or any like perspective of an option here, so it is an opportunity to try it. There's no guarantee. I mean, who knows, these 7 members could, at the 9-month mark, say, you know what? Not a good idea, we don't feel it's great, let's just stop, and that's the end of it.
Right, yeah, I've even explained to the constituents that if this doesn't go in the right direction, you still have the whole borough has to vote on
They have to vote on it.
accept it. And they're saying, well, why would you want to go through all of that? Most of what I heard was we should really be talking to the state about all the mandates of the unfunded mandates like the stormwater, the MS4. That's a huge financial burden on the borough with no funding technically other than grants that we can apply.
Okay, I'm not disagreeing there, but roads break, pipes break,
I understand.
this is all infrastructure, whether it's mandated or not. We would still be on the hook to like fix this stuff. There's no way our residents would put up with this. At a certain extent. Well, I mean, we're paving like 2.7 miles of road every year, and we are falling way behind, given we have like 70 miles of road or something like that. 76 there.
No, I'm,
61,
Uday, you're right. I'm in total agreement that we have to look at alternate revenue sources, but if constituents, I'm telling you, it's got a real negative connotation, and I'm the one trying to sell it.
Yeah, yeah,
And it's not just from one, and it's not just from one.
yeah,
I
no,
mean, it
a lot of
has been,
it.
it has been a rough
I mean, I don't
couple.
think we need to try to convince each other here.
No,
I
no,
think
no,
we've
no.
all kind of decided for the night, probably what we're doing tonight. I think the problem that I had when we first started talking about home rule charter and the problem that I'm hearing from residents is the unknown. Like you said, who's going to be on the commission? What are they going to recommend and what is that charter going to look like? And I've talked about this ad nauseum with residents. I can't tell them what it's going to look like. No one knows what it's going to look like. And I think that is probably residents' biggest concern. And also just the thought of change, like you come in and people say, well, what's wrong with Franklin Park now? Why do we need to make this big change? Again, as I've said in many conversations, hopefully this will not be a big change and no one will actually even notice anything. But we have to go through this process in order, if we're going to, in order to get to that financial flexibility that we want. And again, it's also easy to say, well, does financial flexibility mean you're just gonna keep raising taxes? Well, maybe, I don't know. We have to trust that none of us are gonna be on council forever. We have to trust that if we're gonna do this, it's set up in a way that council moving forward has the power and the guardrail to make the right decision. So I can understand people being nervous about it because it feels like a big change and there's still a lot of questions and it is confusing. So I've done my best to explain it where I can.
I did too. It's just,
But-
man, I mustn't be a good sales witness. Yeah, but
Well, when you start from a place of fear and suspicion, which is what I have,
Right.
like, when people come to me, that's kind of where they are. It's hard to step out of that, right? Even with facts and real information, so we'll see. I'm not sure that helps move the needle at all, but.
it's designed not to be an easy process,
Right.
otherwise lots of people would have done this, so it is effort. I mean, there's no sugarcoating it.
I didn't bring my numbers, but I think only like 10% of all eligible municipalities have done it. And of those, 90% of them did it in the first 5 to 10 years when it was available to them. So this isn't something that the other 90% that haven't done it are looking at it. I mean, it's kind of like, I'm not saying
Yeah.
that means anything. I'm just saying that a very small percentage has taken advantage of it up to right now. And Uday, I haven't been down talking and I've been trying to up talk and boy, have I been getting kicked. I mean, I'm being honest.
Yeah, I can only imagine, I mean, I get the same feedback, And I mean, what constituents want is, I understand that, but this would be fiscally irresponsible if I can at least try. I know that compensation costs are going to increase no matter what. If we want to maintain the best services, there is a cost to that. So, I mean, I try to have as many conversations as I can. I've talked to my HOA and I mean, part of the problem is, like I said, I got too technical and had to stop. And then I try to explain just 3 bullet points of what these are the reasons to try it. It's not doing it, it's trying.
I think a big part of it is the communication problem. We still have not done a great job of communicating, try as we may.
We try, yeah. And I think the mayor Pittsfield pointed out that was pretty much one of the universal problems.
And it's easy for it to go sideways because we've not really been reaching, we've been trying, certainly, we've not been reaching people, I feel like, in the way and the volume that we should have. If this passes tonight, then maybe we can really nail that down between here and November.
And I have big questions about this one, because I think that they somehow, because I partially agree with the mayor, and because we don't know much about this, and we're still in this kind of like trying to explore and what will happen. And so there is definitely no answer for or no clear answer for many things. But my concern is always, we have 2 options, as you guys also mentioned, either raise the tax. Second thing is bring revenue two-way and to maintain the good service of our borough. So what can we do for these 2 things? I'm okay if you guys would like to raise the tax again to pay the service. I'm fine. If you all agree, I'm okay with that one. But if you're not okay with this, like raise the tax, and so what else?
I didn't say I think we're all saying the same thing. I think, it's not that I'm not okay with it. I'm just not convinced that this is the way we need to go. You know, and do I have no, I don't have a good suggestion as to alternatively. But because the borough has functioned, and we're running into more difficulties now from a financial standpoint, which need to be considered. But, I'm just saying, I'm not convinced.
So that means that we should just sit here and wait.
All depends how the vote goes.
Again, I've had people tell me, what if we came up with a motion to do a tax increase for a finite amount of time, 5 years, that we have the MS board is up with them, and we can't mandate what future council.
Why wouldn't you just do it on a yearly basis, balance the budget, right? I wouldn't go 5 years or 6 years or 2 years. So it just, if this budget needs it, then like we did last year, the fiscally responsible thing to do was to raise the taxes. And I think everybody at this table is probably thinking, unless something changes, this budget's gonna require another tax increase, around it.
And maybe another approach is another bond issue to cover most of the MS4 work, 20-year bond issue to get it all knocked out in the next 4 or 5 years, and we end up having to retire it. Like, I think there is, please correct me if I'm wrong, that there is some light at the end of the tunnel. We kind of have a somewhere, well.
Under this permit cycle,
Just perfect.
yeah, well, 2 years, the next permit cycle starts. And the focus is more on detention facilities rather than stream bank restoration. You have to do a whole lot more than being those stream banks, so. No.
There's no light in this.
No.
Darkest being kind of something.
And I think the start of this was, do we want to have a stormwater commission created out of nothing, or do we want to have a home rule charter where we can do our own thing and use them on?
Now, somebody told me, they said, if your roof was leaking, you wouldn't burn down your house and build a new one. You'd have to figure that out. So I mean, I've had people put this in so many contexts. And this is when I'm trying to be positive about, and I was being positive about. I don't know, this hold the taxes, alternate sources of revenue. That's really what we're doing. It opens up our avenue. I mean, I've had the best salesman stamp on I had, and people just weren't buying it.
I mean, I think this is their community, and if they don't want to do it, nobody's gonna make them do it. All we can do is explore the possibilities.
If I could just say on a positive side. We all do agree, and we're not going to agree on everything 100%. But the good thing is, we're sitting here, we're having a respectful conversation, we're respecting each other, we're listening to each other's viewpoints, and that's a good thing.
And also I believe that there's somehow, if we can see some problem, also like some problem may come up very soon, we shouldn't sit here and do nothing. I still believe that the action is more and not good. So if there is any way like I'm open to like all the, options that you guys want to try and to solve some problems. Because I live here and probably I will still live here like for many years. And so I don't want the Borough to get into like the financial problem, and, in future. So I believe if someone has a really wonderful idea, please just bring it to the table, we can discuss. So, but I don't believe that they sitting here doing nothing will be the best approach.
No,
I think we can all
I don't think
agree
anything.
Yeah, I don't think that's if I know that our Borough right now looks really fantastic, but we all know that the number doesn't lie. So eventually, and we need to, face the reality, not like, oh yeah, our Borough is the best. We should keep everything like this. Come on, we all know that's not true. And so eventually, and we'll pay high price for something. So that's it's up to you guys. I'm okay with that. And if you guys want to sit and do nothing, I'm okay. Just what you can do.
I'll definitely publicize.
Well, let's see if it passes tonight.
That's fine. Yep, that's fine.
That's the break. facility on that.
You can, I'm on the break.
Okay, so, actually, real quick, anything from council or mayor?
Nothing.
Nothing. Okay, we have an executive session item. So, we might be able to do it real quick.